Very good morning students. This is your Prasanna ma'am, your biology teacher. Today I am here to discuss assertion reason questions from the chapter Cell the Unit of Life. So if you see, assertion and reasoning questions are always most challenging to choose, most importantly between the options 1 and 2. Option 1 where you need to choose only when reason is explaining assertion, then only you need to choose option 1. How we will get to know whether reason is explaining assertion or not? What you need to do is, children, after reading the assertion statement, put questions like as, if, because or what, whether. If in case reason is matching for that explanation when you are reading assertion, then only go for the option 1. If not, if both the statements are true, if it is not at all explaining in whichever way you are reading the question, then you have to choose option 2. What you need to choose beta? Option 2. Okay, and 3 and 4, there is not much challenge in choosing those options, as you will choose 3 if assertion is true and reason is false, and you will choose 4 if assertion is false and reason is true. Okay, without much delay, let's get started solving the questions. Assertion: mitochondria and chloroplast have their own genome. True. That is why they are called as what, Nana? Semi-autonomous or self-replicating organelles. Semi-autonomous or self-replicating organelles. Okay. Next, reason: if you see, endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi body are the cell organelles which have their own DNA. Wrong. Endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi, they don't have their own DNA. They are involved in endomembrane system as their functions are coordinating. So here what is true beta? Assertion is true and reason is false. Then you will go for what option? Option 3. Okay. Next question. Yes, here if you see, Rudolf Virchow in the assertion, Rudolf Virchow modified the hypothesis of cell theory given by Schleiden and Schwann. Of course true, right? He modified saying that all cells arise from pre-existing cells, omnis cellula e cellulae. That is the modification he has done. Cell theory says that all cells arise from pre-existing cells. Of course, these two statements are true, but reason is not explaining the assertion. Look carefully. Okay. So here what is the option? 2. B is your option. Okay. Next, third one you see beta. Assertion: the cristae decrease the surface area of inner membrane. Wrong. Cristae will increase the surface area of inner mitochondrial membrane, right? Those infoldings will increase the surface area, it will not decrease the surface area. If you see the reason, the cristae is the folding of inner mitochondrial membrane. True. So here what is the answer? Assertion is wrong and reason is true. Then the option will be 4, last option, right? Next question. Chloroplast is a cell organelle in a plant cell. Of course correct. It involves in the synthesis of food from inorganic raw materials like carbon dioxide, inorganic nutrients and sunlight in the form of photons. All these inorganic raw materials it will use in the presence of sunlight, like water. All these molecules it will use and it will synthesize the food. Of course, reason is explaining about the organelle chloroplast, right? Reason is explaining about the organelle chloroplast. Then here what will be your option? Option 1. Okay, clear beta? Next question. The cells that have membrane bound organelles are called as eukaryotic. Of course, in eukaryotic cell you will find all the membrane bound organelles. In reason if you see, the cells that lack membrane bound organelles are called as prokaryotic. Of course, this is also correct. The cell in which non-membrane bound organelles are present, only non-membrane bound organelles are present, and they are prokaryotic. Here yes, both assertion and reason both are true. It belongs to which option beta? Option 2. Next question if you see here, in prokaryotes mitochondria is absent. True. In prokaryotes, instead of mitochondria, what is present? Mesosomes are present. In prokaryotes, mitochondria is absent. Correct statement. In prokaryotes, mesosomes are present which help in respiration. True. Both the statements are true, but there is no way it is explaining the mitochondria or the presence of mesosomes. So, it is option 2 only. Okay. Next. The chromoplasts contain fat soluble carotenoid pigments. True. Carotenoids and xanthophylls are what beta? Carotenoids and xanthophylls. Xanthophylls. They are fat soluble pigments. Phycobilins are water soluble pigments. What are water soluble pigments? Phycobilins. Okay. Phycobilins. Yes, getting back to the question, in reason what did he give? These pigments provide color to the plant parts other than green. True, chromoplasts contain fat soluble carotenoid pigment, assertion is true. And what these pigments are doing? These pigments provide color to the plant parts other than green. It is explaining the pigment of carotenoid. Then what option is it? Option 1. When reason is explaining the assertion statement, it is option 1. Next question, if you see, the cisternain Golgi complex has cis and trans phase. Yes, cis phase is towards the nucleus, trans phase is towards the plasma membrane. Trans phase or mature phase, cis phase or forming phase. So yes, this is true. Next, the cis phase is called as forming phase. Trans phase is called as maturing phase. This is again a statement, but nowhere this is explaining the assertion. In that case, what will be our option beta? Option 2 or B. Yes. Next question, if you see, assertion, cell membrane shows quasi-fluid nature. Yes, this quasi-fluid behavior is because of what? Lipid component present in it. Okay. The cell membrane, in cell membrane, integral proteins are partially or totally buried in the membrane. This is also correct. Okay. When two statements are correct, here no way reason is explaining the assertion, then what will be our option? Our option will be 2. Okay. Next question. If you see here, assertion, mitochondria and chloroplast are what beta? Semi-autonomous organelles. Mitochondria and chloroplast are semi-autonomous organelles. These are formed by divisions of pre-existing organelles, correct? As well as they contain their own DNA but lack protein synthesis. No, they do not lack the protein synthesis machinery. This is wrong. Chloroplast, I already told you, chloroplast will synthesize world's abundant protein. Chloroplast will have what DNA? Double-stranded circular DNA. Double-stranded circular DNA, and it will synthesize world's abundant protein, that is what beta? Rubisco. Rubisco. Okay. True. So yes, here reason is false and assertion is correct. Then what will be our option? Option 3. Next you see, cells vary greatly in their shape. Of course, we have learned different shapes of cells also. Then the shape of cell does not depend on the function they perform. This is wrong. The shape of cell is always dependent on the function that cell is performing. This here you see, assertion is true and reason is false. Then the option is 3. Next, Pili are non-motile appendages of bacteria. True. Pili do not take part in motility. Yes, it has no role in motility. It will act as sex pili at the time of conjugation, and it will help the bacteria to attach to any substratum, but it has no role in the motility of an organism. Yes, when two statements are correct, it is option 2. Next, the fimbriae are elongated tubular structure, he is saying. No, they are not elongated tubular structures, rather fimbriae are bristle-like structures. Fimbriae are bristle-like structures sprouting out of the cell surface. Fimbriae are what beta? They are bristle like structures sprouting out of the cell surface. They are not elongated tubular structures. So, assertion is wrong here. The pili do not play a role in motility. This statement is true. When assertion is wrong and reason is true, then what will be our answer? Option 4. Okay. Next, cells are variable in shape. They may be round, biconcave, amoeboid, columnar or even irregular. Correct. Assertion is correct. Different cells perform different functions. True. Reason is also correct. When two statements are true but nowhere this is explaining assertion, then our option will be 2. Okay. Next question. Yes, here if you see, the peripheral proteins are partially or totally buried in the membrane. No, integral proteins are partially or totally buried in the membrane, not the peripheral proteins. Then here what? Assertion is wrong. Integral proteins are also called as intrinsic proteins or integral proteins. True. Reason is true. Then what is our option? Option 4, where assertion is wrong and reason is true. The quasi-fluid nature of lipids enables the lateral movement of proteins within the overall bilayer. Assertion is true. Reason, this ability to move within the membrane is called as fluidity. Of course, correct and is important for cell growth. Here two statements are correct, but this is not explaining the quasi-fluid nature of lipid. In that case, what will be our option? Our option is 2. Okay. Next question. The endomembrane system includes ER, Golgi, lysosomes and vacuoles. Yes, correct statement. Reason, mitochondria, chloroplast and peroxisomes are not a part of endomembrane system. True. It is because their functions are not coordinated. Yes, this is also true. Assertion and reason both are true. Then what will be our option? Option 2. Okay. Next question beta. Next question. Here if you see, the endoplasmic reticulum which lacks the ribosomes are called as what? Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Of course, correct. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is mainly involved in protein synthesis. Wrong. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is involved in lipid and steroid synthesis. Lipid and steroid synthesis. Okay. So, yes, assertion is true and reason is false. Then our option is 3. What is our option? 3. Next, assertion. The Golgi apparatus mainly performs the function of packaging materials. Correct. Materials to be packed in the form of vesicles from the ER fuse with trans phase of Golgi. Wrong. They will fuse with what phase? They will fuse with the convex cis. Convex. They will fuse with convex cis or forming phase. They will fuse with what beta? Convex cis or forming phase. Okay. And the vesicles are released out or moved out of the cells through trans or maturing phase or concave phase of the Golgi. Yes, reason is wrong. Assertion is true, reason is false. Then what will be our answer? 3. Next, lysosomes are capable of digesting carbohydrates, proteins, lipids and nucleic acids. True. Lysosomes are rich in this digestion is because of they are rich in hydrolytic enzymes like lipases, proteases and carbohydrases. Both the statements are true. Then our option will be 2. Okay. Next question. The content of inner compartment of mitochondria is called as matrix. Yes, mitochondria has 2 compartments, outer mitochondrial membrane and the second membrane, that is inner mitochondrial membrane, which is folded in the form of cristae, inner mitochondrial membrane or cristae will divide the mitochondria into two compartments. Inner one is called as matrix, outer one is called as intermembrane space. What is this called as? Intermembrane space. So, assertion is true. The outer membrane forms number of enfoldings. Wrong. The inner membrane forms number of enfoldings. In this case, what will be our answer? Assertion is true. Reason is false. Then option 3. Next question. Here if you see assertion, mitochondria are called as powerhouses of the cell. True. Next, mitochondria produce cellular energy in the form of ATP. Correct. All these both the statements are true, but there is nowhere reason is explaining the assertion. Then the answer will be 2. Okay. Here ribosomes are non-membrane bound organelles found in the prokaryotic cells only. No, they are present both in the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. So, this statement is wrong. Ribosomes are present in the cytoplasm and some organelles like chloroplast and mitochondria. Reason is true. Assertion is false. Reason is true. Then our option will be 4. Okay. Next question. Last question. The arrangement of axonemal microtubules. What is axoneme? The core of the flagella. Axoneme is what, beta? The core of the flagella. Okay. The axonemal microtubules in cilia and flagella are in what form? 9+2 arrangement, where 9 peripheral doublets and 2 central microtubules arranged, and to that in the periphery we have 9 peripheral doublets like this. Okay. Next, the axoneme usually have 9 pairs of doublets, radially arranged peripheral microtubules and a pair of centrally located microtubules. Here if you see clearly, I will show you, wait. 2 central microtubules which are enclosed by a central sheath. To it 9 radial spokes are arised from the central sheath. 9 radial spokes. To each radial spoke, 2 peripheral doublets of microtubules are arranged like this. Okay. This forms the axonemal microtubules of either flagella or cilia. This is what arrangement? 9+2 arrangement. So, here what? Assertion is true and reason is also true. Then our answer will be option 2. Okay. With this we have covered all the assertion reason type of questions from Cell the Unit of Life. Next we are going to discuss the previous year questions of APEAPCET and NEET. Stay tuned. Thank you.